but I can't say that when I heard Cowboys, I had a big smile on my face. I was very excited to be here. Coach McCarthy and the entire coaching staff, man, nothing
it is
but
America's
knowledge,
team
in all these meetings. So just it's been awesome for me.
But he's still
it's been
third stringer.
fun, kind of a breath of fresh air to learn a new offense and just like I said, being around the guys these last 2 days, I feel like I've learned so much just ball.
Nice. Should the Cowboys have a package for Tre to get him on the field?
At some point this year, absolutely. There's no reason not to. There is no reason not to use a
The only way he's getting on the field is if Dak gets hurt.
Something other teams have to prepare for, and to keep Dak Prescott as clean as you possibly can. By the way, the San Francisco 49ers had a package for Tre by week 1 his rookie year. And he threw a touchdown, his first play. And his second play, he ran for a touchdown. So, like, the idea that you're going to have a guy who is, I understand he's not one of the highest paid, top 10 highest paid guys on your team, but he is one of the 20 highest paid guys, making $5 million guaranteed next year. You spend a 4th-round pick on him. To do that and to just be like, but there's no chance he sees the field in any capacity when he's 23 years old and was a consensus
see the field next
first-round
preseason.
pick, that would be foolish. Now, should he be competing with Dak Prescott? Of course not. Could they find a package to use his unique run-pass ability? Why would they not do that? Why would you deprive yourself of that? And why would you let other teams off the hook to where, all right, we do have to prepare, spend a few minutes during the week when the Cowboys are coming up for what we do if they're in that goal line package that has Tre Lance? What's the downside to it?
No, 1,000 times
Why?
no. This is a horrible idea. No franchise quarterback worth his salt wants to go out of the game during meaningful playing time and have his backup come in and play.
Tell that to
no
Drew
one.
Brees.
Yeah, Drew Brees did it because he was 40.
No, they did
Drew
it before he
Brees
was 40.
Oh, 39.
Oh,
My
they
bad.
did it, he was
39.
38.
Taysom
Taysom
Hill
Hill.
did it. He was
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
I'm seriously. The only quarterbacks that want to put up with that are dudes that are mediocre. So Jimmy G, as much as I love him, he was mediocre. All right, Jimmy G was fine with it because I'm just a decent quarterback,
Sure.
and there's not that much of a gap between you and the guy behind you. Or Drew Brees at the end of his career, 38, 39, 40 years old plus.
But Drew
That's
Brees
it.
was still an MVP candidate.
No other he was old, though.
But do you
he had taken
Yeah,
a
there's
ton
no
of
way Dak's
hits,
going to get
but
all
he
the way
was
down to the
limited.
goal line
So,
and then be like, you know what?
I'm telling you, if you're
I got
a
us
starting
all the way
quarterback,
down here.
especially if you're a franchise quarterback,
I don't want the
There
stats.
is no way I want to come out of the game for a package for this guy. And I think when you have a package, it often makes you predictable. Because you know Tre Lance coming in, more likely they're going to run or run some
didn't
type
work
of
for
action that might be
Taysom
like
Hill,
that.
Taysom Hill's going to run the ball, guys, and he would run it 40
Taysom Hill
yards.
was pretty good
And
at it.
also-
It worked. But again, you think there's noise now?
I don't
think
care
it's
about noise.
foolish noise, but there's noise now about, oh, Tre Lance is here to take Dak's job. Wait till you start bringing him in for a package.
Well-
Ideally, Nick, for the Cowboys, if everything goes right for them this
Yeah,
year,
'cause if you start scoring touchdowns,
won't even
then-
see
I
Tre
disagree.
Lance at all. Unless
They
it's a
lost
35
Like if they bring him in for the
back
goal line and he
he's in the
keeps
fourth
They
quarter.
lost
being
their goal
part of a
line
lot of
back in
touchdowns,
season.
they're just gonna
This is a 23-year-old that,
see
again,
what they can do.
People have asked me, why am I so high on Tre? It's not that I'm high on Tre. It is that I actually, and I did it this morning, but I had previously as well, have watched, because it's very easy, every play of his career.
No.
And so can I just tell the audience?
7 of
because,
them?
No, but hold on, let's talk about it, because he's played in 7 games, okay? Game 1, rookie year. 1 throw, 5 yards, touchdown. That's the extent of his action.
Sure.
Bro, I'm going to ask you to listen to this with an open mind.
I'm listening.
Game 3 of his rookie year. 1 play, 1 rush, 1 touchdown. Whatever. Game 4 of his rookie year, the third time he played, he comes in at halftime. He goes 9 of 18 for 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and runs 7 times for 41 yards. That's pretty good.
Sure.
In a guy coming in without prep for an injured Jimmy Garoppolo. Game 4 of his career. He starts the next week, plays poorly. He's 15 of 29, 190 yards, but 0 touchdowns to pick. Runs the ball 16 for 89, but that's fine. Then does not play again until week 17. In week 17, he's excellent. He's 16 of 23, has 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and runs the ball for 30 yards. That's the end of his rookie season. The next year, He starts week 1, and yeah, he was 13 of 28 for 160 in the rainstorm. By the way, Justin Fields, who is some people's actual dark horse MVP, in the same game from the same draft class, was 8 of 17 for 121. And the next game, he broke his leg. So what evidence do we have that he is not the guy that was a consensus first-round pick? What evidence do we have?
Brock Purdy came in and played better.
No.
Because I can show you a graphic.
He had a
it
better
the other day. I
situation.
don't know if Dusty can round it up. He only played, like you said, limited action. But Brock Purdy was in limited action and played much better, far better. Now, the thing is this. Even if I'm not out on Tre Lance, he might be something later on in his career. The Cowboys didn't get him to help him this year. I don't think that's. Well, one, Jerry Jones said it. But beyond that, I don't think they need Tre Lance. If they need Tre Lance to come in and save the day, then Dak Prescott is not the guy he's supposed to be. Not even close. A top 10 quarterback, I'm guarantee you, Nick, he don't.
Yeah, they own like
Trey
60,
Lance
70 million
coming
over the
in
next 2
and
years, too.
running a package.
Who have I advocated the Kansas City Chiefs sign the last 2 years?
I get it. Cam Newton.
Have they done it?
No,
but you never run
There's
the
no way
ball.
Trey plays any
You
games this
don't
year.
let Mahomes run the ball.
Correct. And
Unless Dak gets hurt.
Prescott, since he got his legs
But even then,
snapped in
Cooper
half
Rush is still
running
a
the
backup.
ball, does not run it as often. And we think that hurts
but
him.
is there a package?
What?
For somebody, Chad Henne, does he have a package?
No, because the Chiefs don't have that player on the
Well,
roster.
they could go get Cam, and they don't want to.
You have direct snaps to
We
Kelsey.
have direct
you have all
snaps to
sorts
the
of
tight end. We
crazy
have different
stuff.
stuff. The point that I'm trying to make is, this is you're saying that no top 10 quarterback would ever do it, while glossing over the fact that Drew Brees was an MVP
was old.
candidate.
That's a different
He was
circumstance.
old, but that is his age was not why they used Taysom Hill. It was not trying to save Drew Brees from anything.
But
he was an MVP candidate when they signed Taysom
Why
Hill.
don't more teams do it?
There aren't a lot of these guys available. What do you mean, why don't more teams do it? What are we saying?
A guy that's athletic, can run the ball, can throw it a little bit. There's a lot of guys out there that you could go get. Cam Newton, who you've mentioned, teams could go get for a goal line package. A starting quarterback who can play, barring a Drew Brees who's old. And I think that is a huge factor. If I'm in my late 30s, that's fine. But if I'm in the prime of my career, Dak is 30 years old. He does not win. I don't blame him. I'm the quarterback. I can run it. I can throw it. I can run the team the whole game.
Yeah, hopefully this puts a nice fire under Dak.
In your scenario, everything's coming up roses.
And
you
he
give
can
the
prove
ball
that
to
last
Tre
year was an
Lance, he throws a
aberration.
touchdown. Dak doesn't mind that those stats go to Tre Lance and what's coming up with the contract. I'm just saying.
They do.
If he plays a few games,
They're
throws a couple
human.
picks,
What happens if it goes wrong?
and the Cowboys
Lance
decide to
gets the
try
ball,
Trey instead of
fumbles
Cooper
it.
Rush,
You think
and then
Dak
Trey
Prescott's going to
wins
be
a lot
asked
of
after
games.
the game? Hey man, Trey
Like if
had
he
the
goes
ball at the
5-1.
goal line and fumbled. Do you wish you were out
Hold
there?
on a second.
Like
It's
Cooper
not
did
going
last
to go
year.
rosy for every time you put him in the game.
But it
probably
doesn't
Trey's
go rosy
job.
with any play ever. We've seen the New England Patriots in multiple Super Bowls have wide receivers throw passes.
Yeah.
One of them to Tom Brady. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We see guys do outside of the box things. We saw the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game lightly unveil a lateral package.
Yeah, I like
there
that.
are things, and that could have gone totally sideways. Of course, there is risk involved. My point is very, very simple. You have a player who is 23 years old, who the entire league looked at as a legit blue chipper. Maybe not the third overall pick, but it was read any draft profile, read any of it. He was considered a consensus first rounder. You have now made the active choice when you are a Super Bowl contender to,
It kinda makes Bill
according to the
Belichick look
Niners,
really stupid.
blow everyone else out of the market in trading for him.
He must have known that he was
and
gonna
then
get rid of those
simply
two
say,
quarterbacks
No
yesterday.
chance you touch the field this year. Would
And he
be
could have easily
foolish.
gone
I've
Trey
got
Lance.
a Dak Prescott at quarterback.
they-
Why do I need to bring in another quarterback?
Why did they trade for him?
I think for the future.
was a fourth-round
'Cause
pick.
He's a
It's
talented
nothing.
guy. We can get him for a fourth-round pick. Let's see. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look
That's
at
it.
MVP odds. Mahomes at 1, then it's Burrow. Josh Allen's still at number 3. Jalen Hurts, Herbert, Lamar. Oh, here.
Oh, good job. Great job, Rick.
It's
and
just
our music
unnecessary,
staff.
though.
What do you mean?
It's just a full screen.
What do you mean?
Rodgers, Justin Fields
Well,
was
you didn't even
5
say his name.
20
You didn't even
in
say
Didn't
his
even
career.
mention him.
And Dak then 2.
He is the prince,
Bruins prediction week.
introduced
As a little bonus prediction,
by the music.
are you willing to call Dak a dark horse MVP?
Well, look, despite Nick mocking me, my dark horse MVP record I'm proud of.
Really?
Because Jameis Winston was right there until he got hurt.
And
they were 5-2. I think 14 touchdowns, 3 picks. Nice numbers. All right. And then Tua led the league in almost everything until he got
Are you
hurt.
sure it wasn't Russell Wilson last
Yeah,
year?
it wasn't Russell
I
Wilson.
think
Who was it?
You keep
It was
it was
Tua.
Tua.
It was
It was Tua.
Okay, go
It was Tua. Look, I'll unveil my actual dark horse pick at the end of this, my little spiel.
Oh.
But right now, I'll say Dak is a dark horse candidate.
No, you
But
don't.
not the.
Not the.
Okay.
That's pretty close.
mean, like,
that list.
you could say
other
the-
than I wouldn't have Justin Fields.
You
in
don't.
there. Justin Fields is
You
a
could say
real,
he
like,
is a candidate,
dark
but,
horse
like,
candidate, right? If
30
you want to throw
guys.
that out, but the narrative is there. Nick, you think the Cowboys are going to have a great year? You got
Yeah.
to win in the division. And if they win 13 or 14
Of
games,
course.
I mean, come on.
just doing
Why do
that,
you say, come on? They
not
won
gonna win
12 last year.
right?
They won 12
with
Rush
that.
last
Listen,
year.
Cooper Rush won
I'm
it,
not saying it's definitely how. I'm just saying, humor me. If they win 13 or 14 games and Dak goes back to 2021, 37 touchdowns, 10 picks, doesn't have the numbers of Mahomes and Allen or
Sure.
guys like, but the numbers are good. He'll be in the
Of course, I don't.
There's no doubt
I don't
about
think
that.
he is a dark horse. I think he's a legit candidate. I just,
wow.
just real quick, before I give my answer.
My real
well,
legit
two things.
candidate,
One
Dak
is,
Prescott?
if he were to be MVP, is he elite then?
No.
Okay.
Was Rich Gannon ever elite?
Okay.
Oh my
Don't
God!
start.
Gotta
Please,
go.
you're
go,
going off.
you gotta go.
Oh, hold on.
20 years.
I'm bringing
20 years
facts.
back.
I'm
I know
bringing
we
facts.
can't do Rich Gannon and then
all right.
Jameis. We're
Yeah,
way
it's
off.
Too much
Rich
going on.
Gannon
Before
was
I
an
give my
MVP.
answer, before I give my answer, who is your dark horse?
No, he's
The
not.
number one dark horse.
Uh-oh.
And a dark horse means I don't think they're going to win it, but
we
fair
understand.
enough. Derek Carr.
Okay.
Wow, I like that.
He's had a top 10
Derek
defense.
Carr.
How many times in his career? I know
Zero.
you know. Zero.
Yeah.
He hadn't even had a top 19
He's had a
defense.
top 10 arms 0 times and a top 19 arms 0
All
times.
look,
as
if he
well.
throws for $4,000 and
Okay,
they
so
win
here
games,
I think Dak
you got a chance.
has the third best chance to win the MVP.
I do
I
like
think
the
it's
Saints. I think the
Mahomes,
Saints could
Yeah.
potentially be a good team.
Dak. Those should be because the point Brew made and all the gobbledygook
I think the
that
MVP
you
might
heard
be
the
Lamar.
last few minutes. The most important one was to win MVP, your team's got to win at least 12 games, usually more. The last few MVPs, the team wins are 14, 13, 13, 14, 12 for Mahomes when he set all those records, 13, 11 for Matt Ryan, that's the outlier, 15 for Cam, 12 for Rodgers. Like you've got, and so when I look at the other people on this list, if we were to put the odds up, I don't think anyone from the AFC North is going to have a monster record because it's just going to be, I think the Bengals, Ravens, Steelers are all going to beat each other up. I do not think the Bills are going to go from team worst vibes, weirdest offseason to Josh Allen having the best year of his career. Jalen Hurts, if I'm wrong about the Eagles regressing, I lost both coordinators, worried about the safety loss, that stuff. Jalen could be a legit candidate, but I think the Eagles are going to be closer to 10 wins than 13 wins. So I think Trevor and the Jags are going to have a monster year, and I think he's going to have monster stats because the defense isn't that good. And I think the Cowboys are going to be a 13-win team in the 1 seed, so then he will definitely be near the top of the MVP discussion.
So Josh and I were out here grinding. If you think Dak can lead the league in touchdowns, then you think he can be the MVP.
Yeah.
If you don't think he can lead the league in touchdowns, he's not the MVP.
I don't think he can lead the league. You think he can lead the league?
So look at this,
I
bro.
don't
4
think
out of the
there's
last
any
5 MVPs. Just straight up look at the past touchdowns leaders. They're
Brady
your MVP,
robbed.
except 1 year when Rodgers threw. It was Rodgers and Brady. That Brady had more touchdowns, but Rodgers had like 3 interceptions. So I think the Cowboys like to run the ball. They ran the ball 10th most in the NFL last year. So they're going to run too much. Dak's going to be okay, but he's not going to throw 40 touchdowns.
Well, I agree. I don't think Dak will lead the league in touchdowns.
He's not my pick to lead the league in touchdowns, and to be clear, he's not my pick to win MVP. It's going to be hard to win MVP when a guy goes 20-0, but
Even without Chris Jones?
And so
Yeah.
the defense. The Chiefs have leaned on the defense a lot the last 5
Chris
years.
Jones doesn't
You hear
matter.
about Chris
And
Jones?
so, listen,
Andy
but I
Reid
think
said the same
Dak
thing.
should be. I don't think he has to lead the league in touchdown passes to win MVP. If the Cowboys are the 1 seed, when the Cowboys
that's
were the
true,
1
right
seed
there.
his rookie year, as a rookie he got MVP votes. So and Matt Ryan ended up winning it that year with that amazing.
That's another
Falcons
one.
offense.
Matt Ryan.
What?
Is he elite?
Matt Ryan?
Was he elite?
The year he won the MVP,
Oh,
they had
for
the
1
8th
year,
highest
could
scoring
Dak be
offense
elite
ever,
one
and they went to
time?
the
Okay.
Super Bowl. Yeah, he
Okay,
was.
maybe one time Dak could be elite.
7 topics in one segment.
Your earpiece
Prediction
fell out,
week
Drew.
rolls on next on FS1 and the Fox Sports Channel on SiriusXM. Can Russ slide
I
into the
never get
playoffs?
tired of that.
It's fantastic.
What is that workout?